let's talk about the one concept that's right at the heart of every single investment you will ever make: risk versus reward. It might sound super basic, but really getting this relationship can totally change your financial future. See, every time you put your money to work in the market, you're not just buying something, you're making a trade-off. You're basically standing between two powerful opposing forces and trying to find the right balance. And really, that entire trade-off just boils down to this one question. This is the big one. It's the central dilemma that every single one of us has to answer for ourselves. So let's actually break down this fundamental trade-off, because this isn't just a suggestion, it's pretty much the core rule that governs the entire world of investing. Here it is. It's simple, but it's an unbreakable truth. There is no reward without risk, period. If an investment is promising these crazy high returns, you have to ask yourself, why? And the reason, almost always, is that there's higher risk involved. Just think about it. If something was a guaranteed moneymaker, wouldn't everyone jump on it? Of course. And that opportunity would disappear in a heartbeat. So when we say risk, what do we actually mean? Well, in the investing world, risk just means uncertainty. It's the chance that things don't quite go as planned, the possibility of losing money, or even just not getting the kind of return you were banking on. And then on the flip side, you've got the reward. This is the potential gain. And I've got to stress that word, potential. It's the profit you might earn, but it is never, ever a guarantee. So just remember, risk and reward are like two sides of the same coin. You really can't have one without the other. If you're looking for lower risk, you're almost always looking at lower potential rewards. And hey, if you want a shot at those higher rewards, you've got to be willing to accept higher risk. It's that simple. Now, what's really cool about looking at it this way is how it makes the whole idea a lot more real. On the low-risk side, you've got things like government bonds, or maybe a high-yield savings account. They're generally safer bets, for sure, but your returns are probably going to be pretty modest. But then you look at the other end, the riskier plays. We're talking small-cap stocks, brand-new startups. The potential for explosive growth is absolutely there, but so is the potential to lose it all just as fast. So this brings us to a really crucial point. The market has its rules, yeah? But the real question is, how do you fit into all of this? It's time we talk about your personal risk profile. Because here's the wild thing. You can have two people looking at the exact same market, the exact same stock chart, and they can have completely different, totally opposite reactions. See, it's not just about the numbers on the screen. It's about what's going on in your head. Just look at this contrast right here. The calm investor, they see their portfolio take a hit, and trust me, it will, and they stay the course. They trust the long-term plan. But the panicked investor, they feel that same drop and they just get overwhelmed by stress and fear. And what do? They sell at the absolute worst possible time, locking in those losses for good. And that leads us to this piece of wisdom, which is so, so important. You can do all the research in the world. You can find what is, on paper, the best investment. But if you can't emotionally handle the swings and stick with it when things get tough, it's completely useless for you. So if risk is pretty much unavoidable, what are we supposed to do? Well, we manage it. See, the goal isn't to avoid risk entirely. That's a losing game. The goal is to get smart about it. And here are 4 really powerful ways to do that. First up, diversification. You've heard it a million times. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Then there's position sizing. Even with your absolute best ideas, you just don't bet the farm. Third, long-term thinking. Time is your best friend when it comes to smoothing out all that scary market noise. And finally, and maybe the hardest one, stay disciplined. Make a plan and stick to it, so you're not letting fear or greed call the shots. Okay, for our last section here, I want to propose a little bit of a mindset shift, a different way of looking at this whole risk-reward thing that might just surprise you. So let me just ask you this. What if you decide to take no risk at all? You just say, nope, not playing, and you avoid the market completely. Is that truly the safest thing you can do? Well, on the surface, it sure seems like it, right? By keeping all your money in cash, you've completely sidestepped the wild ups and downs of the stock market. You've gotten rid of that uncertainty. But, and this is a huge but, you haven't eliminated risk. You've just traded one kind of risk for another. Now you face the silent, guaranteed risk of inflation, where the value, the actual purchasing power of your money just slowly gets eaten away year after year. Doing nothing is also a choice, and believe me, it has its own risk. So here's the big takeaway. The goal is not to get to zero risk. That's actually impossible. The real goal is to take on smart risk. You see, successful investors, they don't run away from risk. No, they make it their business to understand it. They accept it's part of the game, and most importantly, they have a system to manage it. So, the next time you're looking at a potential investment, I want you to try and resist that first temptation, the question we all naturally ask. We're all drawn to that shiny potential upside. Instead, start here. This is, without a doubt, the most important question you can ask. Before you even start dreaming about the reward, you have to first understand and respect the risk. Because in the world of investing, the people who survive and actually thrive for the long haul are the ones who always ask, what am I risking?